All right, everybody, good evening. Hope your day continues to go well. If you're a Seahawks fan, there's a very good chance your day is going well. It is still Victory Monday. We're coming to the end of it, though, and we're looking forward in this video. We're looking forward to what might be happening this upcoming weekend. And we did get some information from Macdonald that is going to help inform us as we move forward here. So, quick little video just talking about what Macdonald had to say in his press conference earlier today. He was actually he was pretty solid on the updates. He wasn't vague. He wasn't evasive. He wasn't trying to hide anything. He did a pretty good job telling us what was up when it came to injury stuff. Now, helping with that is the fact that this team doesn't have a lot of injuries right now, but he did come down pretty definitively on the Uchenna Nwosu situation. So let's take a look at what he said. Condota said, from Condota, Mike Macdonald said, Uchenna Nwosu will return to practice this week off of IR. So he will practice. So that's good. That pretty clearly indicates that he's going to be back soon. But it might not be now. This is opening his 3-week window to return to play. So it could be any time in the next few weeks. And per Brady Henderson, Macdonald has already put the kibosh on the idea of Nwosu playing this week. Macdonald on when Nwosu might be ready to play. This week is going to be pretty limited, so we won't be seeing him this week, and then we'll take it from there. So, sounds like they're already trying to throw some cold water on the idea of Nwosu playing against the Jets, which I don't have an issue with it. I get it. We shouldn't need Nwosu to beat the Jets. Let's just be real here, right? We should not need Nwosu to beat this Jets team that already kind of feels like they've given up on the season. So, no issues there. And if he can't play, he can't play. Even if we did need him, if he can't go, he can't go. It is what it is. So, I will say, I think that the impact of a healthy Uchenna Nwosu for the home stretch is big. Right now, the Seahawks are really trying to just make do at the edge position. They got Mafe, they got Hall, and then you've got Draymond Jones, who is supposed to be more than often than not a defensive lineman. He should be playing inside most of the time. So they're putting him on the edge because they need that third guy, and he's the only guy they have for that role. And he's doing decently, I guess. I mean, he's not bad, I don't think. I think lately he's actually been fairly impactful. I'm not hating on what Draymond's doing. I think he's gutting it out, but I don't think this was really the plan. And I don't think they're thrilled about having to play Draymond outside as much as they are. And it's been a long time, so people have probably forgotten how good Nwosu was in 2022, but he was really, really good that year. He wasn't a superstar, but he was maybe heading towards being a star. And then injuries have just completely derailed his career. He might have been headed towards like a 12-sack season last year, and then it just didn't get off the landing pad. So we're going to take our time here. Maybe he doesn't even play against the Cardinals in 2 weeks. And if not, that's fine too. But getting that extra edge rusher that we can depend on for the last maybe 4 or 5 games of the season, massively impactful. Because that is a position that I feel like we are really being creative to make work. Like you're seeing Leonard Williams line up at edge every now and then. You're seeing guys like I think Byron Murphy's lined up at edge a little bit this year. I'll have to look that up later and make sure. But we are mixing and matching stuff so we can have 2 edges on the field at all times. So Nwosu coming back allows us to not have to do that as much without having a bad player out there, right? We don't have to put a Gibson out there. We don't have to put some random practice squad guy out there who's not going to do anything. We can actually have reliable players out there. Big deal. All right, so that's the Nwosu situation. He'll be back probably for the last 4 games, it sounds like, maybe 5. but I'm not too pressed by it either way as long as he is back. I don't think we're gonna be able to close out this season the way we want to without him coming back and being able to do something though. So it just needs to happen at some point. There was one other thing that was kind of interesting that Macdonald said, although this does kind of go back to him being a little bit vague. Macdonald was asked about the right guard spot because we don't have Bradford this week. And Macdonald indicated, and maybe he would say this no matter what, but he indicated that Christian Haynes, nothing's going to be given to him, and that they are going to look at Sataoa Lomia, and that Lomia might have the opportunity to play if he looks better in practice this week. Now, maybe this is just coach speak for always compete, always be fighting for your job, or you might lose it, but maybe it's a shot at Haynes a little bit. We've heard that he hasn't looked very good in practice. We've heard that he doesn't really look like he's improving that much. There was 1 week where he was declared inactive, and Mike Macdonald straight up said, yeah, he looked bad this week in practice, or he heavily implied it. So clearly, even after that game yesterday, where I thought Haynes played passably well, this coaching staff is not impressed with what they see with him. So the fact that he would name drop Lomia like that, it feels like it's a little bit of a comment at Christian Haynes of like, hey, dude, you need to actually earn this. We're not going to just give it to you. Now, Lomia has been pretty much inactive for several weeks now. I think he's been on the inactives list in most of the games this year. So he hasn't had a chance to play. And it's hard for me to believe that a guy who has never played football at the NFL level before in an actual game, a real game, is going to snatch a starting spot from a guy who at the very least has played a few hundred snaps this year. But the indication seems to be that it's a possibility. Now, like Condota says here in this tweet, it could be Lomia just needs to prepare to be on the active roster because he's going to be the backup right guard because Bradford's going to be out for at least one game, maybe more. But I don't know. It felt like it meant something when Macdonald said it. It felt like Macdonald was basically saying, look, Haynes hasn't looked good enough to be guaranteed the start this week. And don't be shocked if it's Lomia. So I'm not going to be opposed to it. I don't think Haynes has looked very good. I suspect that Haynes' ultimate destination in the NFL is at another position, left guard or center, one of the two. But going to be interesting. And if Haynes does not win the starting job this week, that is a very troubling sign for him. And given the fact that he is an older rookie with a ton of college experience, I feel like that would kind of sort of close the door on him ever being a right guard in this league. Like, this is not a JSN situation or even an Anthony Bradford situation where the guys just didn't really play a ton in college. This guy played a ton in college. He should be what he's going to be pretty much by now. All right. That's all we really got from Macdonald. Didn't hear anything about Fant, but good chance that he's back this week, realistically. And we'll know more on Wednesday. So I will see you guys later. Go Hawks. Sound off down below. And, yep. Enjoy the game tonight.